every year I do the same thing. I'm going through my mind on what's important for the new year. And it's a kind of a funny exercise to just go through what is it that I think that is going to happen in 2024. And the way I see things in 2024, they are very similar to what I predicted for 2023, but in the sense that there's a lot of impact on the economies of all the countries. So I thought about the title, and how do we say cheap and professional? This came to mind. And we all know that cheap is an adjective, and it's something that is inexpensive. But how do you say that in professional? So we'll see in what's happening in 2024. So basically, there's a couple of things that happen on the economic landscape and also geopolitical landscape in 2024. And I think one of the biggest things that is going to happen is the election, the presidential elections in the States in 2024. And usually in 2024 and every year that we have elections in the States, you see some troubles in the market, uncertainty, and this usually reflects on the majority of the companies. So it's, I would say, a transition year. So that is something that we should keep in mind. And then we already see that on a geopolitical level, there's a lot of conflict. So this instability will keep going on 2024. Another thing that is driven by the instability is the high inflation rates. So it's going to maybe plateau at some point, but it's not something that will have like a very steep decline in one day. So this will influence the way people perceive their spending. So the strongest matches for cheap, and this is where I'm going, is in professional, you will see a lot of words like competitive. We need to be competitive. Anything that is economical, anything that is low cost, low priced, and reasonable. So you will see a lot of those terms that are the prettiest words that would replace the cheap in professional. But what does that mean for the landscape in IT? And especially for the project and program management, because this is the area that I'm comfortable speaking about with regards to the IT. You can see a preference for all the clients to have the scope very well defined ahead of time, and they want to know the exact price they are going to pay for particular software that you're going to build for them, which in reality becomes like a fixed price contract. Now, for a lot of folks in the industry, we know that fixed price contracts in the IT industry means that we are not going to be able to be as agile as we want to. We need to have an absolute scope that is very well delimited. We need to have timelines that are well delimited. So I see a trend in 2024 of a lot of hybrid type of deliveries and a lot of fixed price contracts. So there you go. This is my prediction, 4 minutes 32. But I want to end here with a good note for 2025, because 2025, after so many years where we said, well, it's bad news, the economy is not doing great. I definitely think that 2025 will be the revival year. And I'm going to finish with a quote that actually says it all. And it's a quote by Will Rogers that says, "I am a great believer in high-priced people. If a thing costs a lot, it may not be any better, but it adds a certain amount of class that the cheap thing can never approach. In the long run, it's the highest priced things that are the cheapest." which means that in order to have the best prices for everything that you're going to deliver, you have to be high priced. The high price at the end is the cheapest way, because the high price is we're building things that are positioned well and we bring value over time. So, and also in Romanian, we have the say, I'm too poor to afford cheap things. So this is the big motto that is coming in 2025, unfortunately, not in 2024.